Hello everybody, it's Dio from Firm But Fair Gaming, bringing you another video.
Hello everyone, welcome to another Diablo 3 video here in Season 28. Today we are looking at the Necromancer and we are looking at the Trag'Oul's build, so Trag'Oul's avatar. So for those that are unfamiliar with the set, the two-piece bonuses, Blood Rush, Siphon, and Siphon Blood gain the effect of every rune, and your life-spending abilities no longer cost essence. Four pieces, while at full life, your healing from skills is added to your maximum life for 45 seconds up to 300%. And 6 piece, your life spending ability deal 10,000% increased damage, and your healing from skills is increased by 100%. And as you can see, we are utilizing the Ring of Royal Grandeur, so we only need 5 pieces. But I do also want to point out about this build, before we get more into it, is that it is an AoE build, meaning that we need lots and lots of stuff around us to maximize our effectiveness. Okay, while we take a look at the gear in a little bit more detail, just going to throw up some gameplay of a 110 so people can see the build in action. So, as I mentioned previously, we are using the Ring of Royal Grandeur, so we only need the 5 set pieces. So we're going with the helm, gloves, chest, pants, and boots. And the other set that we are running here is the Guardian's Case. Guardian's Jeopardy. So that is the two-piece for this is your melee damage reduction is increased by 1% per 1,000 base vitality from equipped items, and then our missile damage reduction is increased by 1% per 1,000 base strength, dex, or intellect from equipped items depending on your class. And then 3 pieces is we gain an additional 100% of our base strength, dex, int, and vit from attributes. So meaning that over here I have 16,000, almost 17,000 intellect. So that means based on that, we are going to have 17% mitigation from range from missile damage. And then we have almost 10,000 vitality, which is going to be 10,000 or 10% mitigation against melee damage from our base stats there. Looking at the other pieces that we are utilizing, so for our shoulders, we're using Mantle of Channeling. So while we are channeling our Siphon Blood, we deal up to 25% more damage and take 25% less. We are using the Funerary Pick, so Siphon Blood drains blood from 2 additional targets. Each target takes up to 300% increased damage. Unless there's one target, then it takes double damage. And then the bonus from Siphon Blood Power Shift is now 20% per stack, and it benefits all of our skills. For offhand, we are using the Iron Rose because attacking with Siphon Blow has a 100% chance to cast a free Blood Nova, and after cumulatively losing 10% of our max health, our Death Nova deals up to 50% increased damage for 60 seconds, as that effect stacks up to 10 times. And then for our jewelry, we're using Haunted Visions. So this is going to cause our sims to last forever. And they duplicate our skills. And we're using Convention of Elements. So that is what you can see rotating down here. Basically cycles through all the different elements, giving us up to 200% increased damage of that particular element at that point in time. This build utilizes the physical element, so that is when we would want to stun to get our big damage, because we're using Crisp and Sentence, so we deal up to 100% increased damage against enemies that are slowed, or triple bonus against enemies that are affected by any other type of control impairing effect. So if we stun them, then it is going to deal triple damage like I mentioned. Now, taking a look at our legendary gems that we are using in this build, so we're going to be using Bane of the Stricken. So each attack we make against an enemy increases the damage it takes from us, and that stacks. And then at rank 25, we gain 25% increased damage against bosses and Rift Guardians. Then we have Bane of the Trapped, so increased damage against enemies under the effects of control impairing effects by X%. And then at rank 25, we gain an aura that reduces the movement speed of enemies, thus proccing the effect of Bane of the Trap. Then lastly, we are utilizing so the damage we deal is increased by X% for every 10 yards between us and our target, and to a max of 50 yards. So we're never going to be that far away because Blood Nova is actually pretty close, but we're going to get probably potentially 20 yards for the double damage there on that. And then otherwise, we also get the 20% chance on hit to stun the enemy for 1 second, which would proc Crispin's as well. Move the video to the side while we go check out the cube. So for our cube, we are using the Blood Tide Blade. So Death Nova deals 400% increased damage for every enemy within 25 yards, up to 25 enemies. Like I said, that's why we're going to be surrounded. Sorry, the scoundrel talking to me just threw me off for a second. And then for our armor, we're using Daytonese Bindings. You gain an additional 50% damage reduction when there's an enemy afflicted by any of your curses. And then, as I mentioned earlier, we are utilizing the Regal Royal Grandeur, so reduce the number of items needed for set bonuses by 1. So that's how we are getting our 6-piece with only 5 pieces, and then our 3-piece on the Guardian's Jeopardy while only wearing 2. Going over the skills, so we're going to be using Siphon Blood with Power Shift. So this is going to, while we channel it, is going to give us a stack, as well as while we're channeling Siphon Blood with the items we're wearing, we're going to be casting Death Nova and Blood Nova at the same time. So it's just going to spend Hell to unleash a Blood Nova that deals 450% damage to all enemies within 25 yards. Then we are using Bone Armor with Dislocation, so this is going to give us some armor, as well as when we cast it is going to stun enemies around us, thus giving us triple damage from Crispin's. We are also using Blood Rush with Potency, so we're going to, this is our movement, we're going to blink ahead, and then we're going to get armor every time we use that for survivability. Then, of course, as all other Necro builds in S28, Season 28, we're going to be utilizing Leech with Blood Flask. So we're going to curse the target, and whenever we hit them, we're going to heal. But more importantly, whenever they die, it's going to take 1 second off our potion cooldown, which is going to let us use our potions like a champ and get so many buffs up, it's going to be ridiculous. And then the last ability here, we are using Simulacrum with Blood and Bones. So basically, we're going to get 2 sims that are going to mirror our spells, and they will live forever, and that's going to amp our damage as well. For our passives, utilizing Standalone to increase our armor and reduce the damage that we take. We're going to use Spreading Malediction so that we receive a 1% damage for each enemy that it cursed. Since we're going to be getting big packs, we're going to be cursing a lot of enemies, and so that is going to be key. Give us some damage boost. Swift Harvesting, so it's going to increase the attack speed of our Siphon Blood, so we get up to 10 stacks faster, as well as we're getting more damage out because it'll be casting that much quicker. Then also we are using Final Service to get a 2nd life or 3rd life, as we'll get one from our follower, just for the extra survivability, because we will need to be we're sacrificing life while getting punched and healing all at the same time, so sometimes having that extra life is going to come in handy. For a rotation, it's going to be pretty simple. We're just going to cast our sims whenever we go into a GR. Then we're going to blink into a group, cast the Dislocation, and then start our Siphon Blood. Obviously, I can't do it in here, so how about I just jump in? So it's going to just be sims, jump, blink, and then we're going to start siphoning. It's going to get us the 10 stack down here as well as over here. And then we're just going to damage, and then we also want to get our curse up, and then of course pop your trinket for whatever benefit you're going to get. And that's basically all we're going to do, is just keep blinking in, siphoning, keeping our curse up on the targets that we're killing, reset our potion, pop potion, and keep moving forward. So that brings us to the end of the video. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer those. And as always, we appreciate likes, shares, and subscribe, so please click those buttons. And also, you can come find me on Twitch. We'll be streaming Season 28 very regularly. I stream pretty much daily, so come hang out. Be happy to run keys, help out, chat Diablo. Just come hang out. We'll get up to something. Anyhow, so that's all for me. So until next time, hope you're enjoying Diablo 3, and we'll see you in the next video.